Hi there. Welcome back to our next session on Java Hibernate. In this session we would learn to do Hibernate programming with annotation, and some more topics will be discussed. So let's start it with annotation. The Hibernate application can be created with annotation. There are many annotations that can be used to create Hibernate applications, such as @entity, @id, @table, etc. Hibernate annotations are based on the JPA2 specification and supports all the features. All the JPA annotations are defined in the javax.persistence* package. Hibernate Entity Manager implements the interfaces and life cycle defined by the JPA specification. The core advantage of using Hibernate annotation is that you don't need to create mapping, HBM, file. Hibernate annotations are used to provide the metadata. Let's understand it with an example. There are 4 steps to create the Hibernate application with annotation. Add the jar file for MySQL and annotation. I am using MySQL database. If you are using any other database, you need to add its jar file. Create the persistent class. Add mapping of persistent class in configuration file. And create the class that retrieves or stores the persistent object. I am doing this in Eclipse IDE. You must follow the steps. Now let's see Hibernate with web. We will understand the Hibernate with web by creating a simple web application. I have already created an application. Follow the steps. I will provide you the source code at the end of the session. Have a look on the example. Now let's discuss about generator classes in Hibernate. The generator sub-element of ID used to generate the unique identifier for the objects of persistent class. There are many generator classes defined in the Hibernate framework. All the generator classes implements the org.hibernate.id identifier generator interface. The application programmer may create one's own generator classes by implementing the identifier generator interface. Hibernate framework provides many built-in generator classes. Assigned. It is the default generator strategy if there is no generator element. Increment. It generates the unique ID only if no other process is inserting data into this table. It generates short, int or long type identifier. The first generated identifier is 1 normally and increment as 1. Sequence. It uses the sequence of the database. If there is no sequence defined, it creates a sequence automatically. As for an example, in case of Oracle database, it creates a sequence named Hibernate_sequence. In case of Oracle, DB2, SAP-DB, PostgreSQL or McCoy, it uses sequence but it uses generator in interbase. Hilo. It uses high and low algorithm to generate the ID of type short, int and long. Native. It uses identity, sequence, or Hilo depending on the database vendor. Identity. It is used in Sybase, MySQL, MS SQL Server, DB2 and Hypersonic SQL to support the ID column. The returned ID is of type short, int or long. SecHilo. It uses high and low algorithm on the specified sequence name. The returned ID is of type short, int or long. UUID. It uses 128-bit UUID algorithm to generate the ID. The returned ID is of type string, unique within a network, because IP is used. The UUID is represented in hexadecimal digits, 32 in length. GUID. It uses GUID generated by database of type string. It works on MS SQL Server and MySQL. Select. It uses the primary key returned by the database trigger. Foreign. It uses the ID of another associated object, mostly used with one-to-one association. Sequence identity. It uses a special sequence generation strategy. It is supported in Oracle 10 grams drivers only. Hope you liked the session. We will get back with some more interesting topics. Keep practicing. Enjoy the session. Thank you.